guys, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. This is going to be a very exciting video. We have two beautiful pieces to showcase today. One all the way from Sweden and one that is homegrown here in Australia, most notably Victoria. So today I'm going to be showcasing a beautiful Elm Street Part 1 template glove made by Christian Karlsson over at Glove Love Sweden. Now this man is no stranger to this channel. I have his beautiful As Seen Today template glove right here. In the past I've also owned a Part 2 glove from him, but now we have a beautiful, charred, gnarly, disgusting Part 1 glove. After that, I'm going to be showing you guys and demonstrating a beautiful handmade Silicone Part 2 Freddy mask by Tom over at Moonstruck Studios, again, who is from Australia, which is really cool. I love seeing homegrown items. It's always good to see pieces being made here in Australia. But firstly, let us start with Christian Karlsson's beautiful Part 1 glove. So in a minute, I'm going to cut to some footage I shot out there with some more natural light to show you guys the glove in action. But my God, man, and as I'll say in the video out there, it is just great to see Christian evolve as a glove maker, like especially when it comes to the details of the Part 1 glove, the Part 2 glove, and of course, the As Seen Today glove, how the original prop looks today. But I was in the market for another Part 1 glove to kind of just complete the Part 1 costume because I do have my David Miller Part 1 makeup bust on the way and just kind of complete the set. But this thing is absolutely gnarly, it's absolutely disgusting. So without further ado, here is a better look at Christian Karlsson's Part 1 template glove. Okay, so I've got the glove in some natural light here, and just looking at it through the viewfinder on the camera, I just love how it's picking up all the scorch marks on the Type M copper pipe. Now, I also have my near mint vintage Case XX P210 tomato knives. So these are the same make and model knives that were used on the actual Hero glove. So just for a bit of size reference and everything, because Christian does template these knives off an actual P210 and also hand bevels the blades. Now, obviously I have my Part 1 sweater on, so we're gonna pop this glove on. I'll show you some nice movement. But just to go over the details as well, like this thing is filthy. I love it. And I love seeing how Christian evolves with his build process with each glove he builds. He has come a very long way. Also seeing the beautiful brazing marks, the reds, the blacks. And it was one of those things years and years ago when us glove makers just assumed they were regularly soldered on and they just miraculously appeared, not knowing that it was the work of brazing. And that's how the chemical reaction, the heat reaction works. When you do braze things together, you get those nice, beautiful, deep reds, burgundies, and blacks almost bordering on smoky grays as well. Now, Christian's also included the blade break. You know, that's optional. He asked me if I wanted that because there is at one point, you know, when the glove was first built, that there was no blade break. Now, a lot of people say that this was done by accident, but I also believe, and you know, a few other builders and fans will say the same, that it was deliberately taken off for a deleted scene from the first film with Lieutenant Thompson. But just going back to the details here, just the charring and scorch marks on the back plate. You know, I've got that funny little squiggle there. It looks like a 7, but also just even the schmutz and whatnot on the rivets. Now, when it comes to the leather glove itself, again, years ago, much like the blades, we thought it was a silver ball and tape, but come to find out it was a red oxide ball that Christian replicates and replaces on the stock leather glove, and redoes the hem as well, so it matches the thicker, I guess you could say burnt umber. Is this a burnt? It looks like a burnt umber hem. And just turning it over as well, just the soiling, the staining, everything. It's a gnarly, beastie looking glove, which is just, it fits the bill. And like even the scorch patterns here on the pipe where he hits it with heat, it's just amazing to see how far he's come, and also how far builders have come with replicating the Part 1. You know, we were quite limited back in the day with reference because, you know, we relied a lot on DVD, VHS, and while that's great, it still helps when we get all these beautiful behind the scenes photos from people that worked on the film, but also the glove itself. Now, these blades are very pointy, but just to kind of size them up, there you go, look at that. And you can also see the hand-done bevels on these blades as well. Like I don't know how to do bevel work. That's just a whole nother realm when it comes to glove building. Okay, let's pop this glove on. Now the proper way to wear a part 1/part 2 glove, make a fist, fold this part of the leather over like so, tighten the ball and tape, tuck that in like that. And there we go. Oh man, look at that. I'm loving how this is looking on the viewfinder of the camera. Just the staining, the color as well of the leather, because this is quite a different color leather when Christian gets them. And we don't know the original make and model of the leather. You know, a lot of people say that it was a Wells Lamont, a lot of people say it was a Stanley. I would favor the Stanley glove, of course, for obvious reasons. But the movement as well, the movement's great. Like this was obviously sent to me in 2 separate boxes because we're here in Australia and that's how gloves have to be sent. But the nice little palm clack there. Let's give you a nice close-up of the beautiful blades there. And the charring. I really love the soiling and staining on the knuckle rivets there on the flats. It's funny, you see sort of hints of blue popping through, even on certain parts of the pipe as well. Bless you. And there you go, another beautiful build from Mr. Christian Carlson of Glove Love Sweden. And just one more look at this absolute beast of a glove. I do love how the colors shift depending on the lighting situation. Again, it's just all about those scorching patterns on the copper pipe. So when I demonstrate the part 2 mask, I think I'll pop this on even though it's a part 1 glove. You get the idea. So next up is a beautiful part 2 silicone mask from Tom over at Moonstruck Studios. So I've seen Tom's work doing the rounds. A few people have sent me reels of his work. He does a lot of latex masks, but he's now delved into silicone mask territory, which is always great because we as fans sometimes love dressing up to the nth degree with a nice hyper-realistic silicone mask that snaps onto your face. So again, this is the first cab off the rank when it comes to Tom doing silicone masks. He's also just added to his Etsy store and his website a Wes Craven's New Nightmare silicone mask. So you get a bit of everything. You got the silicone mask, you have the latex mask. He also does a Scream robe, like a high-end, pretty damn accurate Scream robe. Now initially I was going to do a good old unboxing, but I just got too excited. So I took it out of the box and I've had it sitting here still in its packaging ever since. And it's been so hard not to tear it open and put this thing on. But without further ado, here is this beautiful mask in all its glory. Now let's take a step back. I love the packaging. It's just old school. It feels like an old school Halloween mask. You'd get it, say, Spirit Halloween or a costume shop. And there's Tom's logo up the top there, Moonstruck Studios, and then moonstruckstudios.com.au, moonstruckstudios.info@gmail.com. But of course, along with Christian's details, I'll leave the boys' details down in the video description. So before we go into the details, price, and what comes with the mask and stuff like that, I think we should probably get this out of the plastic. Oh, damn, look at that shine. First impressions right off the bat, this is a beautiful paint job and sculpt as well. So Tom was all over it. He was like, you know, which kind of look do you want to go for? Do you want the look in the film? Do you want the promo pics? And I opted for the promo pics part 2 makeup. I just like the paintwork on that, and that's how Paul Bailey painted my part 2 bust. Just a lot more purples, a lot more bruising going on, stuff like that. So not even fully out of the plastic, I already love it. It's absolutely brilliant. Now the neat little thing, you have the option of this coming on a head form or without a head form, but even without the head form, the mask is stuffed nicely. It isn't compacted down, which is fine, but sometimes the silicone doesn't agree with that, and there have been instances with certain masks where it doesn't exactly snap back how it originally was when it came out of the mold and was painted. So if you do opt for a head base, a head form, it's an extra 50 Australian dollars, which is not too bad at all. And it comes with like a felt bottom and stuff like that. So it's a nice display piece as well. You definitely need a form or something to display this piece on. Now I did ask Tom what silicone he uses, because I always get fascinated when people here in Australia, you know, do silicone stuff and stuff like that. And I always like finding out what type of silicone they use. So he uses Smooth On EcoFlex 00-20. So I'm used to like Platsil Gel 10 and stuff like that from Barnes and Pinky Sil, of course, to do good old molding, but silicone mask making, silicone painting is a whole nother realm. Like it's a whole different ballpark. You got to use very high-end paints, specialty paints that are going to adhere to the silicone. Now, Tom also said that there is a power mesh embedded in the mask, which a lot of mask makers do. It just adds extra strength, especially in the neck and the face as well, just especially with the pullover of the mask. So without further ado, what I'm gonna do is put some contact lenses in, I'm gonna dirty up my teeth and put some makeup around my eyes. I'm gonna try this mask on and show you at different lighting situations here. I've got my RGB light here. I can do like reds, blues and stuff like that. I'll probably turn this ring light off as well, just so you can get an idea of what it looks like in a much lower light. All the beautiful burn details and stuff like that. And this is a really thin silicone, man. And that's what Tom said. He wanted to make these a lot thinner than other silicone masks, because that way it's gonna snap more to your face. It's gonna move with your face a lot more. So when I pop this on, I'm also going to try and pop my part 2 hat on. So let's see if it fits on this. No. So this is the issue. If you do go the route of cosplaying as Freddy, when it comes to the fedora, you need to go a few sizes up from your usual head shape. So I'm a 22.5-inch head, and that bust is similar, so this fit perfectly. But when it comes to a mask, because that little added extra bit of thickness with the silicone can make a massive difference. So you need to probably go a size or 2 bigger. So it doesn't fit on the bust now. We'll see how it goes when it's on my head. If not, you get the idea. Okay, got my makeup mirror. It's beauty time, baby. Hat off. Hat hair, baby. So for the eye makeup, I'm just using the Ben Nye FX wheel Master Bruise. It's just like a bruise wheel. So I'm gonna be using, I think I'll be using a mixture of possibly that burgundy and maybe the darker purple. Now for the contact lenses, the brand is Primal and the model is Pennywise. So nice red contact lenses. And finally, to dirty up my teeth, I only have the black one. Usually I had a brown one. I've lost it somewhere, and the color was actually called Nicotine, which is just disgusting. But this is Fleet Street, just black tooth stainer. And it actually doesn't stain your teeth, but you do have to dry your teeth before you pop it on and then remove the excess. And it just comes off with a toothbrush as well. So that's nice and easy. Actually, is this still good? Yeah, it's still good. Oh man. And it tastes like alcohol too. So what time is it? 10:32 a.m. Woo! Baby wipes just to clean the hands. So I might do the eye makeup first. So I'm not using a brush, just using my finger. And this stuff will come off pretty easy as well when it's all said and done. Like it will wipe off a bit, but it's more or less just to blend in with the mask instead of just having your normal flesh color whilst you're wearing the mask. It just helps with the illusion of this thing is part of you, like it's snapped onto your face properly and it just looks flush. Just really close around the eyes, I think should do it. I look like Charlie Sheen from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That's cool. You wear too much eye makeup.
Cool. Right, baby wipe that, because contact lenses are next and you need clean fingers for that. And I always dread putting contacts in, but you gotta do it. There it is, out of focus as always. Cool, there's one. Cool, that was a lot easier than how it usually is. Usually one like will pucker up and fall out, or one just doesn't want to play ball. Also my eyes flicker a lot. I get very funny with things near my eyes. Okay, all right, that's done. The hard part's over. Time to stain the good old Gary teeth. Give them a dry. Oh God, I can taste the alcohol. So you definitely need the brown as well to complement the rotted look. Like all I had is black, so that'll do. And I know I've got a lot on my lip there, shit. All right, we're all good to go. Now, as cringy as this is, I'm gonna try and replicate a few quotes from Elm Street 2, you know, like Daddy can't help you now, you got the body, I got the brain, and you know, Robert's good old love. I'm not going to mimic it myself, I'm going to mime from the film, because there's just no fucking way you can replicate Robert Englund. It's impossible. So taking these off head mounts always makes me nervous, but there is a method to it. You kind of got to cup under the neck. Okay. There's a good look at the head form. Actually, I probably need that mirror again. Oh man, this is really sticky. That's what she said. Thumbnail shot. Okay, get both hands in, that's what she said. Flip it over. Okay. Take this microphone off quickly. Hang on. Holy shit, man. Wow, that is impressive. Hang on, pull that down just a tad. Just the eyes a bit. There you go. Look at that head movement. Hopefully everything lines up on the camera and hopefully you can hear me okay with the lav mic. Let's try with the hat. First thoughts, it's super thin and it just constricts straight to your face, but it's not uncomfortable. Like obviously you have a bit of a problem talking with the lower lip, but that's with any like snap-on silicone mask. All right, let's see how it goes with the hat. Yeah, that's the best I can do, and I don't want to push the friendship and possibly ruin the paintwork. Damn, dude, it is just hitting all the right angles. Hang on, just do a bit of futzing with the eyes. Where's Christian's glove? You want a really bad dad joke?
You've got the body. I've got the brain.
I thought that was pretty fucking funny.
Daddy can't help you now. I need you, Jesse.
It definitely helps that it's winter at the moment, so the heat is nowhere to be found in this mask. Like it's a little bit toasty, but not like wearing this in summer. Like I've done that before. It is brutal, but holy shit, man. Tom has done an incredible job. This is probably the best a mask has kind of, oh God, I'm dribbling. I'm so sorry. This is probably the best a mask has like cut to my face and just the head movements. Let's give you a side profile there. Wow. So what I'll do is turn this ring light off and try some RGB colors. Ooh, there you go. Just to get a look at how it can shift under different lighting conditions now. Go for a yellow, what's that, an orange? Orange, green. It's a really, really bright green, like a fluoro. Blue. Nice. Nice, man. Just in case you want to do a photo shoot under different lighting conditions, that's a real bright blue. And nice. Ooh, purple. Kinky. And that's the color I regularly use. And boop. There we go. Damn, guys, I am beyond impressed with this. And for the price point too, in AUD, you're looking at about 750, and I'm pretty sure that's including the head mount. If not, it's just an additional 50 Australian dollars, which is damn good value considering the detail, how thin it is, how it snaps to your face. Now also keep in mind, I have a 22.5-inch head, so it's going to vary with how the final look will be with your head shape. You know, the slightest change in a head shape can you know, make something look completely different for how it looks on my head. Just the shine as well, that proper part 2, like glistening, raw kind of look. Ah. Oh, I'm melting.
Oh, Lisa! Ah.
My neighbors are probably like, the fuck is going on? Who is Lisa? And there you go, guys. 2 beautiful pieces. We have this beautiful part 1 template glove from Christian Carlson over at Glove Love Sweden, and this beautiful part 2 silicone mask from Tom over at Moonstruck Studios, which is made here in Australia, which is always a treat. Gentlemen, congratulations. Your work is absolutely beautiful. Honored to have it in the collection. As always, I will leave the details down below for Tom and Christian. And let me know if you're going to pick one of these up. Like, this is definitely a great addition to a Freddy cosplay, especially if you're doing a part 1. I've had it incubating for quite some time that I'd love to do sort of my own take on Freddy, a lot more rotting, you know, even with the trench coat. Maybe the part 2 look but with a rotting trench coat and whatnot, and kind of combined it as a hybrid with the part 2 look of this silicone mask. Sweet dreams, guys. Love you guts, and I'll catch you in the next one. Gus!